Kaunti ya Machakos na kaunti ya Kajiado, ambapo kaunti hizi mbili zimekuwa zikikumbwa na tatizo la maji, lakini sasa suluhu linazidi kutafutwa kuna kwamba kaunti hizi mbili zinapata maji safi na maji ya matumizi. Hebu tuangazie hiyo taarifa.
Boutros Ghali once said that indeed the Third World War will be fought over water. So unless we handle this issue of water properly, we will see more of these clashes coming. And as a ministry that's in charge of intergovernmental relations, I would be very, very happy if we continue engaging through dialogue, through consultations such as what we are having here. And I thank my brother for hosting this meeting. Because when we talk to each other, we find solutions rather than when we talk at each other. If we take a farm stand and we say the no trash line water will not reach Makueni or go down to Ukambani, that might serve the people of Kajiado. They might be happy, but what happens then in Ukambani? The right to water is a human right, and it is a right that people in Kajiado have, and equally people in Ukambani have the same right. So we have to see how we can balance it, even as we work on projects that will increase access to water. I know that the game changer in this region is going to be Thwake. Thwake Dam will help not just Makueni, it will help Kitui, it will help all the way to Machakos, up to Konza Techno City. But in Kajiado, I know that the boreholes we had started, and I was just consulting with Alima here. There were many boreholes that we started in Kajiado, Governor Lenku, with our Belgian friends. But I know that some of them failed. In fact, I once visited one of the boreholes as Minister for Water, and I was going to launch this. When I arrived, I was totally embarrassed, and I hope my brother C.S. Chelugui does not go through the same experience. So we arrived, and you know, people were very happy, they cheered us. But when we started talking about the borehole, I noticed some very disquiet somewhere in a corner. So I whispered, "What is going on?" to my colleague. They said, "This borehole has no water." So
fresh water project has previously served the people of Kajiado, the people of Makueni, and the people of Machakos very well. We can say it is a high impact project because it not only served us socially but also economically. Courtesy of the fresh water project, companies were able to set up shop in Adriba, in Machakos, and I believe also in Makueni and Kajiado. And therefore, the people who designed this project had a big agenda for Kenyans, not only those counties, but for Kenya. So as a leadership today, we have a big challenge. We need to relook, and I want to agree with the CS, the sentiments of the CS. We need to look at this project, redefine the governance structure of this project, define the ownership, and protect this project jealously because we know the benefits of this project.
We must create an authority to address the knowledge structure, take cognizance of the possibility of people, others voting on tribal lines, and others vandalizing their pipe in return. And therefore, to expect the county commissioners to address that, we'll be expecting too much from them. Be expecting too much from them. Let Kajiado, like the neighboring counties, Kajiado is no longer a sparsely populated county. Kajiado has 500,000 voters. That tells you the population. That tells you the population of Kajiado. And I therefore would like to commit my commitment for one Kenya, a united Kenya, a prosperous Kenya, a cohesive society, one people, one nation. I am committed to it. But we must be cognizant of the injustices that exist. I would like you also to know the Maasais are no longer the annual moving pastoralists. They are now a settled farming community. A line for farming must be provided, otherwise they will provide it for themselves. If you look at the town of Kitengela being fed with donkeys, because Kitengela water is supplied using donkeys, how do you explain such? You know, the fastest growing town in this country is being fed with donkeys' water. As we sit here, any one of you have traveled that road now, the queue of donkeys between Atrive and Kitengela is alarming and is an embarrassment to all of us as leaders of this country and these counties. And so, brethren, rather than the nice paper policies, which Warma, Tanadi, Shushu, all that will write, we must know the reality on the ground. We must face the injustices that have been meted, we have meted one another over the years. And we'll resolve this. And so, Waziri, I want to thank you. I want to thank your well-meaning position. But I want you to address the dried swamps along the Nol-to-Reach line that are creating rains on that belt. You know,
the primary source of the water is in Kajiado, whereas we also appreciate that Kilimanjaro itself contributes to that source. Kilimanjaro, which is largely in Tanzania, and also the Chulu Hills, which are also in Makueni. Because when water moves underground, you cannot stop it from moving from one place to another. Indeed, one of the problems is there is hardly any county which has like a river source, an important river source just in that county, because rivers have a way of moving in many places and for long distances. My brother, the governor of Kiambu, came up with this ingenious idea of moving rivers. And many people laughed at his ingenuity. But actually, when we were explained about Thake, when Waziri made us to meet to be explained about Thake, some of the river actually will be moved to create way for making the dam a small place. The river will be diverted a bit. So I realized that maybe my county, the county chief of Kiambu, had some inspiration when he said the rivers could be moved. But the truth of the matter is Nol-to-Reach, although the primary source is in Kajiado, some of that water has come from Kilimanjaro, from Tanzania, and also from the Chulu. I think that is the science regarding the source. But even if